What's going on, everyone? Mod here, and you think surviving a deadly game of hide and seek would be enough, right? But no. Today we're diving into Ready or Not 2, Here I Come. And today we're looking into the sequel to the 2019 hit. And listen, before I stepped into the movie space, I hadn't even heard of the first one. Fast forward to now and the sequel drops and I'm in the theater. Expectations are low, I'm gonna be honest. And I actually had a good time. This is the same team behind Abigail, and so I knew we might be in for something wild, but not something I would obsess over. But definitely a ride nonetheless. Samara Weaving's Grace is having the worst 48 hours imaginable. Fair warning, if you haven't seen the first movie, you're already behind because the sequel leans heavy on it. Grace is thrown into this double or nothing situation.
What the hell?
Round 2 of hide and seek. And now we're dealing with the whole High Council. The rules and the stakes are a little higher, but with now multiple members of the global power circle hunting her down to take control. And while all that chaos is unfolding, we're also trying to unpack this messy, complicated relationship with her sister, Faith, played by Kathryn Newton. When the trailer dropped, I had one big question. Where did her sister come from? Because she wasn't even mentioned before. I don't even really think any family was mentioned prior. And yeah, it's not the smoothest introduction, but honestly, life sometimes be like that. 1 minute, everything's normal. The next minute, you're updating your emergency contact information because it happens. But once these two link up together, it's pure chaos, bloody. They don't even really get to talk on how we got to this point. It really leaves no time to breathe.
Now listen, I already know what you guys are thinking. Hey, Mrs. Mod, you don't do scary or demonic movies, and you are absolutely right, because I don't, and nobody told me this was that. Eyes are looking at you-know-who. I watched the first one recently and thought, okay, not too bad. Walked out cool until Mod conveniently left out what they were chanting at the end. Okay, now I am all good on that, okay? I get it's a movie, but it got a little too loud for me. But anyway, Grace, she doesn't really get a second to recover, and I actually like how they handled the sister dynamic. It didn't take over the movie or feel forced, but walking into that situation with zero context, I would be looking at everybody sideways.
Damn, Alan, what the fuck you got me?
Samara Weaving brings that energy. You're rooting for her the whole time, but the story, it starts tripping over itself a little, bending just enough to keep going. Still, it has its moments. Your girl was closing her eyes and covering her ears, and I'm sitting there like, what did I sign up for?
Runtime's about 15 minutes longer than the first, sitting around an hour and 45, but it moves fast, it doesn't really drag. The council gets its development for the most part, and we understand their motives. And like any story driven by greed, you already know it's gonna come back around. The setting expands too. You're on a resort, bigger space, more room for things to go wrong, and it works. It feels like leveling up in the game. Like when you're a kid and you decide the backyard isn't big enough, so now we gotta go ahead and use the whole neighborhood. Even with all of that, we get more of the Grace and Faith, that complicated mess that they're trying to weave out. But at the end of the day, it's family. The emotional parts, they do what they need to do. I won't say land, they were there.
Let me just say this. These people are crazy. But when you sell your soul, what do you really expect, right? But if you love the first one, you're probably going to enjoy this. It's actually funnier than I expected to, but for me though, it's not gonna be a rewatch.
The LaBal mythology, it's getting deep, like a story you probably should have stopped reading a long time ago. And now we're kind of too far in to quit. Watching these two fight their way out of this, that's where the movie shines. And this might be one of those rare moments, me and Miss Mod, we don't fully agree. We stand on opposite sides. But what we do still land on is what you guys came here for. After further discussion, what do we officially give Ready or Not 2, Here I Come? Check the pulse.
The hell is wrong with you?
All right, my beautiful people, now it's y'all turn. Have you seen any of the Ready or Not movies? And what's your favorite unhinged cat and mouse thriller? Drop it in the comments below. We always love hearing from you guys. And as always, make sure you tell someone you love them. We love y'all. God bless y'all. And until next time, let us go to the movies for you. Bye.